Hi guys, it's Latoya here with Elevated Standards. I'm about to get on a call, which is different than the normal calls that I would get on. Normally I would get on a prospect, discovery, strategy type of call, but this one is specifically about networking, and I wonder how that's going to go. So I got about 2 more minutes before the call starts, so let's see how things go. Well, compliance is part of operations, right? So in order to run an operation, smoothly and effectively, you need to be in compliance, right? So most of my clients are in service-based businesses within the Philadelphia area. So what I do is I look at the regulations that govern that industry, and I make sure that their policies and procedures are in place that actually are in line with the state code. That's part of the compliance. So as far as the operations is concerned, is then looking at the entirety of the business. Where does the business owner really want me to target on within their business? Because everyone has different pain points, right? So it's like when we find out what the bottleneck is, I'll give you a great example. I went to the supermarket a few days ago, and I don't normally go on this particular day. So previously, my experiences have been great. Walking in the store, and one of the managers said, "Can I help you find something?" No. And I kept on walking. She found me at the checkout, and she decided that was the time she was going to re-up on all the candies and magazines and stuff like that at the check-in counter. But instead of her just doing that, she went and she was telling her employee, "Oh, the lettuce is this. Oh, the apples is this. Here's the code for this and the code for that and the code for that." So while it didn't look like she was really involved with me, she was involved with her employee. If I was not already in the line and I was the person checking out, I would have walked away, right? I'm a person about things have to be in order. So at the end of the transaction, I asked the lady, I said, "Is that one of the managers?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Oh, okay." I said, "She doesn't believe that her employees can do the job that she hired them to do." She said, "I understand where you're coming from, but I'm going to let it go because it was in a good place." Now, her as the employee cannot say something to the manager because that jeopardizes her job. Me as an operations consultant, I can go into a business and say, "Hey, Linda, this is where the bottleneck is. You're micromanaging your employees. It does not give them the confidence to do their job and to do it well. In addition to, it does not make your customer feel like this is the business that they should be in." So that's what I do. So I have 4. It is the home care agencies, the hair salons, child care facilities, and actually landscaping is my 4th one, because landscaping is one of the ones where they're not in the office all the time. They're out in the field. So they need someone who can say, "Hey," but that's more of my virtual assistants, more of that service that they take on. Whereas the home care agencies and the child care facilities, they want more of that compliance, right? And the hair salons, they want more of just how can they run smoothly where employees are actually following what the handbook says. So I play a different role in each industry, but those are my, if you will, top 4. Right. And that's another reason why I have the virtual assistance piece to it. As part as the operations is because childcare facilities, for instance, the centers typically will take the the front desk person, and they will say, "Okay, I need you to cover a class." Well, yeah, I have to cover a class, but that takes me away from the actual work. So while I'm not in the center and doing, say, answering phones, because they can do that, I can be in the background, typing up the policies and procedures, writing the proposals for the grants, making sure that you have Keystone stars and all those things, putting that documentation into place, because somebody who is needed in a classroom can't do it, So So that's where I'm in with that. That's why I have multiple facets as to what I do, but operations kind of covers it all, and then it trickles down. Exactly. So okay, so we are in alignment. I appreciate the fact that we are, because when you're trying to do any type of business with anyone, it makes it a lot smoother and easier transition when you're both on the same page. That was a successful meeting. We were able to get information in. We know what the next steps are, and we're able to collab. So hopefully that will work for both parties involved. It will educate those who are needed.